Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another Steam Summer Sale video. This time we are looking at the best deals under $3. So first we start with Just Cause 3. Now this is a big open world map. You can destroy pretty much everything. Rico Rodriguez, the guy here, he specializes in taking out dictators, and he's here just doing just that by blowing everything up. Now one of the things with this game is a lot of the buildings and structures are destructible, and you see a bridge, you take it off, blow it completely, and then you go around a corner, come back, and it's back. So it's one of those games. And also there's this thing where he has this tether that he can attach to things and join things and climb and glide. Very big map, one of the biggest open world maps. So if for nothing else, just try it for that. Just fool around, fun game, and also very cheap. I paid quite a bit for this when it first came out, but now it's literally cheaper than a bag of peanuts. So this is $3, $59 in India only, 59, $179 in the UK, $344 in Canada, 3 euros. I'm just still surprised it's 59. It's just ridiculous. I go in the morning to buy milk for my tea, and that costs me like 50 something. So this is Just Cause 3 XXL edition, which is like a more complete version. This is also 94% off, 127. Next is Getting Over It with Bennett 40. So I've noticed recently there's a game called Only Up that a lot of streamers are playing, where you have to keep going up and up and up and then fall down, which reminded me of the original one which came out a few years ago. Very annoying game. If you haven't played this, try it out, because I'm sure you'll pull out your hairs after a bit, very quickly in fact. So yeah, this is basically a game where you are this guy in this bucket with a hammer type thing, and you have to use that to climb as high as you can. Meanwhile, the creator of the game is narrating and insulting you and taking the piss out of you. So yeah, if you like that sort of thing, give it a try. This is 75% off, $2, 74 rupees, 144 in the UK, 224 in Canada, 174 in the Eurozone. Portal 2, so another mention for one of the finest games ever made in my opinion, and the most fun puzzle game I've played easily. So this is very cheap once again, just $1, well 99 cents. 48 in India, 85 in the UK, 129 in Canada, 97 in the Eurozone. Painkiller, Hell and Damnation. So this is another FPS, I believe. Is it FPS or third person? I haven't played this one, but cutscenes look third person-y. Not sure if the action is first person or third person. Looks third person. Again, let me know. It says FPS here, but anyway, gory action game and surprisingly very cheap. So this is 90% off, $2 only, 69 in India, 179 in the UK, 219 in Canada, and of course it's not available in Germany, but I suspect it's about 2 euros in the Eurozone. Germany is kind of strict with gore and stuff like that, so maybe that's why it's not available, but it should be available in other parts of Europe. Hotline Miami 2, wrong number. So a top-down pixel art violent shooter, very positive. The first game was overwhelmingly so. You get killed with one hit, you kill with one hit, that sort of thing. And yes, it's kind of fun. I've seen a few similar games as well, inspired by this. So this is 85% off, $224, 103 in India, 191 in the UK, 292 in Canada, 221 in the Eurozone. Freedom Fighters. So this game came back recently. So made by IO Interactive, the people behind the Hitman games. This was one of their other projects and a bit of a cult favorite once again. I played this many years ago, was a fun game. It was brought back recently on GOG as well, and here too. I think a couple of years ago or something. So basically, the Russians have invaded New York, they've taken over, and you are like a plumber or some guy who's trying to start the resistance, and you fight off the Russians in New York. You have your base in like the undergrounds and stuff like that. You also have like, I think, some AI teammates that you can control. I forgot, I haven't played this recently. And yeah, overwhelmingly positive. People are glad this is back. So this is 80% off. I don't have the regional pricing for this one. It's 91 in India, $3 in the US, and it should be less than 3 everywhere else too. Next we have Don't Starve. So another very popular game. There's a Don't Starve Together as well, and I think a few other variations, but open world survival crafting, very difficult game from what I understand. And a lot of people have recommended this one to me. I have not played it because I don't know, hard survival games, maybe not my thing, but yeah, it is interesting and I may give it a look. So this is 75% off, $249, $87 in India, $179 in the UK, $287 in Canada. Undertale, so another very popular, very basic looking game with a great story, and yeah, you can see here overwhelmingly positive, 176,000 positive reviews. And yeah, this is one of those games that is culturally very popular as well, like you hear about this a lot. And this is 70% off, $3, 110 in India, £2.09 and $3.29 in Canada, €3. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. So there are 6 Tom Clancy games, if I recall correctly, and this is, I think, number 3, I think. So you play as Sam Fisher, and you are like a CIA agent, intelligence officer, something like that. And basically it's a third-person stealth game. A lot of sneaking around, a lot of night vision stuff, and it is fun. I mean, I don't know what it is, but early 2000s there were a lot of stealthy style games and they were quite fun. Hitman, you have this, you have Thief, stuff like that. And also, if I'm not mistaken, this was given away free on the Ubisoft launcher. So maybe you can check if you have this. 75% off, $249, $124 in India, $214 in UK, $249 in Canada, $249 in the Eurozone. Car Mechanic Simulator. So I did not mention this one in the racing videos because this is not really racing. So you are building and repairing cars. There are quite a few games here, and this publisher Playway SA, they tend to make games like this where you are repairing stuff and renovating things. And they also have this Car Mechanic series. Fun game series. They have multiple games. There was, I think, 14 Car Mechanic Simulator, 14, 15, 18, and then I think there's a new one as well. So yeah, you have a garage, you fix up old cars, and you can add more cars through the packs here. I think they have quite a few. Yeah, so they have a few extra car packs as well. But the base game is $3, $132 in India, $251 in the UK, $389 in Canada, $292 in the Eurozone. Was also free on Epic. The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Enhanced Edition. So a lot of us got into the Witcher series with Witcher 3, but this is the game that kind of put the game and the series and CD Projekt Red even on the map. I remember many years ago when Angry Joe made that funny review video, and yeah, this made it quite popular. There was like even a Playboy cover of Tris Marigold in Poland or something, I've heard. So very interesting and very important game for CD Projekt Red in my opinion. This was probably the reason why they could fund and make Witcher 3 as big, speaking of Tris. And yeah, so this is available. Very good game though. Let's not forget about that, because you can choose 2 different storylines. You can have like 2 different playthroughs as you follow 2 different characters, and it has all the political stuff. It's not open world in the sense of Witcher 3. Still a very good game. 85% off, $299, $84 in India, $229 in the UK, $329 in Canada, $299 in the Eurozone, and it says not available in Australia. Is that true? I would be surprised. Okay. Next is 13 Classic. So another of my favorite games, classic shooter made in a comic book art style. Interesting story as well. You are like a guy who wakes up on the beach with no memory, and apparently the president has been assassinated, or an attempt has been made at his life, and you are the prime suspect. So a lot of conspiracy theories going on here, and a very interesting game. Now, there was unfortunately a remake of this a couple of years ago, which was a complete disaster. It was one of only 2 games that I refunded instantly. So maybe it has been improved or not, but the classic is still there, thankfully. This is 75% off, $149, $54 in India, $124 in the UK, $167 in Canada, $149 in the Eurozone. Shadow Warrior 2, so another fun action gory FPS game that is surprisingly cheap, and it looks pretty good. The graphics are amazing in this one. So this is 90% off, $3, $130 in India, $249 in the UK, $389 in Canada, $289 in the Eurozone. And the third one is also here, but it's not as cheap, so I'll mention that in the future probably. Another simulator, this is Rover Mechanic Simulator. So this looks pretty good here based on the videos. You are working on Mars rovers and fixing and repairing them. Very interesting once again, and it has that spacey feel to it, you know what I mean, like if you saw the Starfield presentation, it kind of reminds me of that. It is 75% off, again very cheap, $3, $142 in India, $249 UK, $387 Canada. Mordheim, City of the Damned. So I'm not sure if I'll make a separate video on Warhammer games because there are quite a few and they are on sale. I might make it, but in case I don't, I thought I'll mention one or two here. So this is Mordheim, City of the Damned, Warhammer Fantasy, turn-based tactics. You're fighting the Skaven and stuff like that. Yeah, very interesting looking game. This is 90% off, $2.79 in India, $179 in the UK, $259 in Canada. SteamWorld Heist. So these SteamWorld games are also quite fun. They have this steampunk look to it. This is a turn-based style game. They have SteamWorld Dig, which is like a, I think, digging mining style game, and then they're also making a SteamWorld Build, which is a city builder type thing. But yeah, this one also looks good, and you can see here strategy, a bit of shooting and stuff. They look very good to me, and overwhelmingly positive once again. This is 90% off, again very cheap, $149, $45 in India, $113 in the UK, and $174 in Canada. Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut, another game that is pretty big in my opinion, a very great game and very, very cheap. So this is a cyberpunk FPS RPG, and with a lot of flexibility in how you play, and you can basically go in guns blazing like an action RPG, or you can be more subtle and use tactics and hacking and your smooth talking skills and stuff like that. Your character Adam Jensen also has a lot of upgrades, and you can make him insanely powerful with amazing abilities. And yeah, I don't know why they gave up on this series. It's a great series, historic series, I feel. And this was, I think, the best game you can try. So this is 85% off, $3, $84 in India, $194 in the UK, $329 in Canada, and €3. Just Cause 2. So I already mentioned Just Cause 3. Just Cause 2 is just as amazing. Big open world once again, slightly older, but still holds up graphically in my opinion. Has a bit more of a Far Cry-ish feel to me, if that makes sense, like more jungles and stuff. But yeah, same concept. You can drive around, you can blow things up, and yeah, liberating people from dictators once again. 90% off, $149, $47 in India, £1, $159 in Canada, $149 in the Eurozone. There's a, I thought there was a complete edition for Just Cause 2. This is like the full Just Cause collection, like all the Just Cause games, but there are a few cars and DLCs, not expensive by any means, but yeah, I wish they had made like a full version of Just Cause 2, because yeah, this is also a good game. This is from 2010, so it's not that old. Ryse Son of Rome. So another fantastic game that was not well received at launch. This was one of the Xbox One's launch title, and of course at $60 it wasn't that good. Graphically it still looks amazing, like the visuals. This is in-game stuff. This is still pretty good looking. It's got an interesting story inspired by Gladiator, of course, but good action as well. QTE events are a little annoying if you play on the easier difficulty, so my advice is play on the hardest difficulty and you'll like it. Back in this era of games, 2012, 2013, 14, they had a lot of QTE things. Good that it has kind of died down, but that was an issue back then. So this has that, but it's not as annoying, like I said, if you choose the highest difficulty. And yeah, I've played this and I really liked it. It's a good game, especially now for less than $3. So it's $249, $87 in India, $199 in the UK, $287 in Canada, $249 in the Eurozone. ELDERBORN. So this is another very unusual game. You could say this is first-person hack and slash style game. They call it Metal AF Slasher. And yeah, I have played this, streamed a little bit as well. It's a fun game. It's like one of those games that you don't take too seriously. It has Souls elements, you could say, a bit hard fighting, and lots of actions, weapons, but it is fun. And this is 80% off, $3.91 in India, $227 in the UK, $3.49 in Canada. Enslaved Odyssey to the West Premium Edition. So another one of my favorite games. This is made by Ninja Theory before they made Hellblade and stuff. So action game, post-apocalyptic. Basically in this one there are mechs everywhere. The enemies are mechs. You don't see many humans around, and you and this guy, you are the guy basically, and there's this girl with you. She puts a thing on your head, so you have to follow her orders and also guide her because she needs somebody to take her home. And so yeah, that's the story here. Very surprisingly interesting game, and the characters were a lot better than you would first expect, because at first you would think it would be like the cliche thing, but it's actually surprisingly well done. And the action was fun as well. There were interesting moments. It is a PS3 era game, so you'll feel the control and the gameplay is kind of that era, but it still looks recent. So this is 85% off, $3, $196 in India, $224 in the UK, $329 in Canada, €3. Binary Domain. So another third-person shooter set in a futuristic Tokyo. This is published by Sega, and I think Sega gave this away. I remember getting it for free, but I don't know why that was, because some of the other games have been removed. I think this is one of those games that has come back on Steam. So this is 85% off, $3.95 in India, £2, $3.39 in Canada, and €3. Dead Island Definitive Edition. So another zombie killing game. This is the definitive version, and this is 85% off, $3.84 in India, $179 in the UK, $329 in Canada, and so on. There's also Dead Island Riptide, and I don't really know what the difference is between these two. Same price, and it shows the same gameplays and the same cutscenes. So yeah, if anybody's played this, let me know what the difference is between these two. Hotshot Racing, so another car racing game. I did not mention this in my huge list of 44 games because I kind of forgot, if I'm honest. But this is another arcade style racing game. Has multiplayer as well. Very cheap, once again, 50% off, $2, $52 in India, $159 in the UK, $227 in Canada, and €2. American Fugitive, so another game that I like, surprisingly. This is a old GTA style inspired game. So you have this isometric top-down perspective like the first one or two GTA games before they moved into like the normal third 3D mode. And this is kind of fun. Like, you are this guy who's been falsely accused for murder. You escape out of prison, and then you do go around shooting stuff, blowing things up, and stealing cars and things. So yeah, graphically I like the look of this game. It's got a strange sort of, not cartoony, but like you could say a painting style look to it. It's one of those looks where it won't age too badly, I feel. Anyway, this is quite a cheap game right now, 90% off, $2, $52 in India, $179 in the UK, $227 in Canada, and €2. So another video done. I have again few videos planned. I might make a separate one for Warhammer 40k and fantasy, maybe. And of course, a few more people have requested. Bundles is something I've seen a few times mentioned. So I'll try and make one for like combined bundles of games. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.